Welcome back to my channel, my A1 Date Ones. So today I decided to share one of my spirit stories that I have encountered since it is Halloween. And you know, I just felt that it's right. I mean, it's Halloween, so it goes on the topic. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so it's basically I only have like 2 encounters, 2 or 3. I can't remember, but I can't remember on the top of my head. So I do have 2 encounters where I have heard spirits. I've seen one, but I haven't like I seen it, but I didn't like physically see it. Like it was like, ooh, I just seen it, but I was young, so I hid. But the first encounter was when I was young, and this happened when I stayed with my grandparents. And not only did I had 3. Not only did I witness it, my mom and my little brother, they witnessed it as well. So this was, I had to be about 8 and my brother had to be about 5 or whatever. And we were staying with my grandparents, and we were both upstairs. My mom, my brother, and myself, we was all upstairs. And I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what my brother was doing, but I know my mom, she was in her room. So downstairs is like, my grandparents has a 2-story house, and so downstairs is like a whole nother house. But you know, you just go down the stairs and that's that, and you come up the stairs and that's like a whole nother house. So it's like 2 houses in one. And so we're all upstairs. I think I was in the kitchen doing my homework. I think me and my brother both was in the kitchen. I think I was doing my homework and my mom was in the room. So my grandparents, they come from downstairs because it's like a little garage downstairs, and that's where they park their cars. And so my granddaddy, when he comes in, he usually comes at the stairs and be like, hey y'all. And so this particular day, I don't know, I want to say I was in the kitchen, but this particular day we heard my grandfather say, hey y'all. And so my little brother, he runs downstairs and I go in behind him, but I don't run downstairs because I just didn't feel like running. But my brother loved my grandfather so much, so he ran downstairs and I came in behind him. And my mom, while I was going downstairs, my mom was like, hey, whatever. And so when I get downstairs, I see my brother down there, he's just looking, and I'm just like, what are you looking at? Now mind you, the hall light was on, and so that's why we thought he was down there. So he was like, well, where's granddaddy? And I was like, he's down here, he just said hey. So we looking around, didn't see him, and so my brother runs upstairs. And so I don't like being downstairs by myself because, like I said, it's a whole nother house. It's like a whole nother house down there. So it's like I run back upstairs because I'm like, oh wait, you're not leaving me down here by myself, because I was only 8, so I was scared. So I was like, yeah, you're not leaving me down here by myself. And my brother goes to my mom and is like, where's granddaddy? And my mom was like, he's downstairs. And I came up there and I was like, we didn't see him. So my mom, she yelled her dad. She was like, dad. And so he comes in and he says, hey y'all. And my mom was like, you just told her that. Like, he physically came in and said, hey y'all, because we see him. And she's like, you just told us that. He was like, no I didn't, I just got here. And my mom was like, yes you did. I was like, yeah, you did say hey y'all, that's why we just came from downstairs. And my brother was like, yeah, where was you? And then he was like, I just came in. And so it's kind of crazy to me how that happened, how all 3 of us heard, because he said hey y'all exactly the same way when he said it when he actually came in. And it was like seconds, well I want to say it was like a minute or 2 after we was talking to my mom when he actually came in and said hey y'all the exact same way. So My brother, he just shrugged it off. My grandfather, he shrugged it off. My mom, I was the type of child that I've always believed in ghosts and spirits, and I have this imagination, and my family don't know that. I mean, my dad's side of the family does, but my mom's side of the family kind of don't really know that. But my mom, my stepdad would know that. But my dad's side, they know, especially my dad, he knows. And it's just like, I just was like, oh, it was a ghost. And my mom was like, Arabia, she's like, it's no ghost. And I would tell my grandmother, and I was like, Grandma, I think it's a ghost in the house. And my grandma's like, it's no ghost in the house but the Holy Ghost. And so I've always been that kind of child. They were like, oh, it's a ghost, or it might be a vampire, it might be a werewolf. Like, yeah, no, I was that kind of child. And my mom is that way too. I don't want to say she's that way, but my mom, she likes to watch Paranormal Activity and spirits and stuff like that, because that stuff, I don't want to say excites her. I don't know, I have to ask her, but she's into that stuff. And I guess that's why I'm on my spiritual journey, and I look for spirits and stuff like that. I don't look for them, but that's why, I guess that's why some of them come to me, because I don't know, it makes me exciting, and I like that stuff. Like, I like the spirits and the ghosts, the good spirits and the ghosts. And so my mom's been watching it, stuff like that, when she still watch that stuff, and it's like now it trickled down to me. So yeah, so that was my first encounter of I just want to say a spirit story. My second encounter was, and I think my mom was with, either my mom or my grandma. It's kind of funny because my mom has been with me all the time during these encounters. And it's crazy because, you know, Scorpios, Cancers, and Pisces, you know, we're very psychic, and they come to us. And my mom's a Cancer, so. But anyway, so the second story is still, we're at my grandmother's house, and I think my brother was with his dad, and I stayed with my mom, and I'm just playing upstairs, and it was broad daylight, and me and my mom, we're there. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was playing or coloring, and then I think I was outside because they have this big yard, and so I will play outside, and mostly I'll play by myself or with my imaginary friends or the dogs, the animals. They had a lot of animals. And so I come inside, and it's like I see downstairs, because when we come inside from the upstairs, it's like the stairs kind of right there where you can go downstairs to like the second level, well, the first level. And so it's like I come downstairs, and I kind of like see a little figure pass, and I'm not thinking of it. I'm like, oh, it's just a little kid passing by, and it was like a little boy passing by. And then I thought it was my brother, but I was like, okay, my brother's with his dad. But I just throw it out. Like, when I see stuff, I just throw it out. And so I went into the kitchen, because it's like the front door, you walk past the living room, you walk past again, it's the stairs to go downstairs, and you keep walking straight, and it's the kitchen. So I go in the kitchen. I think I went into the kitchen to get something out of the refrigerator, but my mom said I had to go to the bathroom and wash my hands. So I washed my hands. And at this point, I think I probably was like 9, 10. I want to say 9, but I washed my hands or whatever, and I come back, and then I see the little boy, and he's just standing there. He has blonde hair. He's just standing there, and I was like, oh, hey. And then I walked back outside, and so my mom was like, who are you saying hey to? And I was like, it was a little boy right there. I was like, you didn't see him? And she was like, no. And then I left it at that. But I think I do remember my mom saying something about when she was downstairs one time, or it probably was my grandmother that said when she was downstairs one time, she heard like little footsteps walking upstairs. And then when she came upstairs, her front door was open, and I told my grandmother, I was like, oh, well, it might have been that little boy. But I guess they thought I was saying it was like my imagination, like my my imaginary friend, whatever. And so I was like, it might be that little boy that I seen. And she was like, it's no little boy here. I'm like, okay. I mean, I seen a little boy, but I didn't, he wasn't harmless or anything. And I was a little kid, and I was like, okay, like, he's about the age of my brother. So I just shrugged it off. I thought they had company or whatever. I really wasn't thinking I was playing outside or whatever. And no, that was that on that. That was that on that. So yeah. And the third encounter was when and I think this is the third encounter had scared me so much that I don't see spirits anymore, because I used to, but I don't see them anymore. But now I'm trying to like work on my meditation in my third eye to, like, you know, sense them, sense their presence and stuff like that. But for the third encounter, it was when I was at my mother's house, her current house, and I think we had first moved in there, or like a week later we had moved in there, and my room is on the top floor. Now I had a choice to choose between my room being downstairs or my room being upstairs, and still at this time I had an imaginary, well, I still do, but you know, I didn't want to be downstairs because I'm like, everybody else is upstairs. Like, no, I'm not about to be downstairs because ain't nothing about to come get me, and ain't none of that. So I had put my brother downstairs. My brother, I was like, he's a boy, so you know, he's a boy, he good. And so at this point, I think we were like moved in for like a week or two, I want to say, and I didn't have a bed frame yet, so I only had a box spring and a mattress on, a queen size box spring and a queen size mattress on the floor, and like pillows around. And I'm the type of person that I still sleep with stuffed animals at the time, so like I had many stuffed animals on the floor and around me because I was still scared of the dark. And it was a new place, so I kind of didn't want to sleep by myself because I had this feeling like, ugh, I don't want to sleep by myself. I'm alone, and I don't think I had a nightlight at that time. I think I got one like later, but I just, for some reason, I just didn't want to sleep by myself. And I wasn't on the floor, like I wasn't up high, I was on the floor, and I was like in the middle of my floor. Like, it wasn't no close to the window, close to the closet, close to the wall. I was literally in the middle of my floor because I was just in the middle of my floor. I didn't have a frame yet. And so I'm asleep, and since I'm in the middle of the floor, I decided to sleep on the upper side of my mattress, but closer to the window, because I didn't want to be closer to the door, because I'm just like, and then it was like, well, if I sleep to the right, I can look at the closet and make sure the closet don't come open, to where if I sleep down, I'll be sleeping towards the door, and I don't know what's gonna come through the door. So I'd rather be, which was weird because it's like you want to sleep close to the door so you can run out, and not sleep close to the window so you can be backed in the back, you have your back up against the wall, but whatever. So I did that, and I hear like a little girl singing the song, and I don't know what song she was singing, but I know she was like in white. And I don't know why I know she was, I don't know how I know she was white, but it's just like a feeling like she's in white. And she was coming up the stairs and she was singing a song, and I don't know what song she was singing. I just heard a little girl singing, and I got scared. I was like, oh no. I started calling my mom, and the way my room was, it was like my room was the corner room, and then to go, when you come up the stairs, you either go left or right, and if you go left, you go in my room. If you go right, you go to my parents' room, and if you go straight, then you was going to the bathroom. If you coming up the stairs and just walk straight, that was my bathroom. So since I knew she was coming up the stairs, I wasn't coming out my room to go to my mama room, because I had to pass the stairs and I didn't want to see her to get into my mom room. Like, nope, that's not happening. So I was saying, and I don't know if my mom was there. I don't know if that time my mom was working third shift and my stepdad was there, but I want to say my stepdad was there. I want to say both of them was there, because my stepdad, he's a very deep sleeper, and so it's like when I was yelling, Nobody came. Nobody came. Well, no, somebody did come, but like I was calling my mom, she didn't come out the room. My stepdad didn't come out the room, and my head was over the covers, and I was just like, somebody. Oh my god, like I was scared. So my brother heard me, and mind you, I think I was probably about, I want to say about 13, 14 at the time. My brother probably was like 10, 11. And so my brother, he had heard me, and he was like, Arabia, what's wrong? And I was like, come up here and sleep with me. I was like, come up here and sleep with me. And so he bought his covers, and he came and slept in my bed with me, but he slept on the end part and I slept on the upper part. So he was by the door and I wasn't. And so the next morning my mom had seen he was in my bed. She was like, what are you doing in here? And I was like, you didn't hear me calling you? I was scared. There was a little girl coming up the stairs, and she was singing a song, and she had a white. And my mom was like, Arabia. She was like, you didn't hear anybody. I'm like, I did. I was like, that's why Zaire's with me. And I was like, yeah, she said she did that. And I heard her calling y'all name. And she told me to come sleep with her. So he came up there with his little cover. And it was funny, and my stepdad was picking on me the whole month of that. Like that was so funny. But after that, you know, I didn't hear her again or anything. And it's just, you know, I think after that I never seen any spirits. I think that like scared me, and it shut off, like, yeah, it shut everything off. But yeah, so those are my encounters where I have heard spirits and I've seen a spirit. And it's crazy because they all been little kids. Well, they both been little kids. So yeah, so comment below any spirit that you have seen or that you have heard that may scared you, or that freaked you out, or that just was there to, like, my nose, what in the world? That may just was there to give you any messages, or was there to just let you know that, hey, we're here. So let me know in the comments below. I would love to read you guys' encounters or stories. Make sure you follow me on all of my social medias in the description below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, where you can become an A1 Day One, be a part of the family and the tribe. Also, make sure you click that notification bell and like the video, so you can make sure you get all of my notifications when I do upload. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Perfect.